Imagine standing alone in a frozen valley, tens of thousands of years ago. The wind cuts through your animal skin clothing. Your hands grip a wooden spear. A few people stand behind you, and somewhere beyond the darkness, something is watching. You cannot see it. You cannot hear its footsteps, but you know it is there. You turn slowly. Nothing. Only snow. Only trees. Only darkness. Then a sound. One branch breaking somewhere beyond the firelight. Everyone becomes silent, because in this world, a human being is not always the hunter. Sometimes we are the hunted. Tens of thousands of years ago, the landscapes inhabited by humans could be brutally dangerous. There were no cities, no roads, no walls separating people from the wilderness. Beyond every temporary shelter was a world filled with animals competing for survival. Mammoths crossed frozen plains. Wolves followed migrating herds.
Large cats moved through forests and rocky valleys, and every predator was searching for one thing: food. Humans could hunt, they could track, they could plan, but physically, we were not built like the great predators around us. We had no claws, no massive jaws, no thick natural armor. Our greatest advantages were harder to see: our ability to cooperate, our ability to learn, and our ability to remember. But those advantages did not make us invulnerable. The young hunter grips his spear. His name does not matter. He represents countless humans who once walked through this ancient world. He knows how to follow tracks. He knows how to move quietly. He knows how to work with the others. But hunting is dangerous. The animal they pursue can run faster. It can strike harder. It can kill with a single bite. A spear gives a human reach, but it does not make him invincible. One mistake, one unexpected movement, one moment of hesitation, and the hunter can become the hunted. That was the reality of survival. Humans could kill predators. Predators could kill humans. Neither side controlled the wilderness completely. Then came the night. During daylight, humans could see. They could read tracks, watch the horizon, recognize approaching danger. But as the sun disappeared behind the mountains, their advantage began to shrink. The forest became a wall of shadows. Snow reflected the faint light of the sky. Every sound became a warning. A distant howl, the movement of branches, snow compressing beneath unseen footsteps, and sometimes nothing. That silence could be the most frightening sound of all, because somewhere beyond the darkness, a predator could be watching, waiting. The tribe returns to shelter. The young hunter places his spear beside the entrance. The elder checks the fire. Children move closer to their parents. Everyone knows the rules. Stay together. Keep the fire alive. Never leave the entrance unguarded. Tonight, the young hunter takes the first watch. Everyone else sleeps. He sits beside the dying flames. The cave is almost silent. Outside, the wind moves across the frozen valley. He looks toward the entrance. Nothing. He looks again. Still nothing. Then, a sound. He freezes. His breathing stops. He listens. Nothing. He slowly reaches towards his spear. Then he sees them. Two faint eyes just beyond the darkness. animal does not attack.
It waits. The hunter grips his spear. Behind him, the tribe is asleep. The predator moves closer. One step, then another. The hunter looks toward the dying fire. There is barely any flame left. He reaches for a burning branch. The ember glows. He lifts it. The flame rises. Suddenly, the cave entrance fills with light. The predator stops. For a moment, neither side moves. The animal studies the humans. The humans study the animal. Then, the predator steps backward and disappears into the darkness. The humans have not become stronger. They have not grown claws, but something has changed. The fire has changed the calculation. For some predators, a wall of flame could mean danger, and humans were beginning to understand that. But fire alone could never guarantee survival. One human could still be attacked. A hunter could become separated from the group. A family could still run out of food. A fire could still die. Humans needed something more. Something that did not come from the forest. Something that did not come from the mountains. Something carried inside the human mind. They needed each other. Because alone, one person could watch one direction. But together, 5 people could watch 5. One person could carry food. Another could protect the children. Another could maintain the fire. Another could prepare the weapons.
Survival was becoming a group effort. The next night, the tribe hears movement outside again. This time, the humans do not scatter. They gather. The elder pulls the children behind the adults. The hunters raise their spears. Someone feeds the fire. Another person watches the darkness. Everyone knows what to do. The predator approaches. But it is no longer facing one frightened human. It is facing a group that can communicate, a group that can coordinate, a group that can react together. The animal is stronger. But strength is not the only way to win. The humans have discovered another weapon: cooperation.
What made humans different was not physical power. It was information. A hunter could learn where predators traveled. An elder could remember a dangerous valley. A mother could teach her child which plants were safe. A skilled hunter could show another how to read tracks. One generation could learn something and pass it to the next.
And that changed everything, because knowledge did not have to die with the person who discovered it. It could survive, it could spread, it could improve. A human did not have to begin from nothing. They could begin where their ancestors had stopped.
Around the fire, the children watched. The youngest child watches the elder prepare the embers. Another watches a hunter repair a spear. Someone points toward tracks in the snow. The children listen. They remember. They imitate. They make mistakes. And then they try again.
They are not simply learning how to survive today. They are preparing to survive tomorrow.
This may have been one of humanity's greatest advantages. A skill could become knowledge, knowledge could become tradition, and tradition could become something even more powerful: cumulative knowledge. Each generation could add something new. So perhaps the story of early humanity is not a story about becoming the strongest animal. It is something more remarkable. Our ancestors could hunt, but they could also be hunted. They were vulnerable. They were exposed to predators, to cold, to hunger, to injury, and yet they learned. They remembered. They communicated. They cooperated. They protected their children. They shared knowledge. They stood together. Humanity did not survive because nature made us powerful. We survived because humans learned how to make one another stronger. But predators were not humanity's only enemy. Something even more relentless. Something that could not be scared away by fire. Something that could not be chased away with a spear. Something that could kill without teeth, without claws, without ever being seen. The temperature falls. The wind becomes stronger. Snow begins covering the valley. The fire burns lower. The young hunter looks toward the entrance. For the first time, the threat is not outside the darkness. The threat is everywhere. Winter has arrived, and humanity is about to face one of the greatest survival challenges of its ancient history. This was the First Age.